this is the OnePlus 8 Pro, and you might be wondering, why do I have this box at a weird angle? The reality is because this is a gigantic box which will not fit into frame on my camera. This is unusually large. This is actually almost as wide as my 12-inch MacBook. It's insane. But this is the OnePlus 8 Pro. As you guys can see, it's in Glacial Green, and I got it in 128 gig. Now, you might be wondering, what is the point of buying this phone so late in the game? This came out in April, so that's 3 months ago. Why now? And the reality is, these just have not been available, at all. I'm in India right now, and they are in, I don't know if they're in really high demand or if the supply is just incredibly low, but they have been impossible to track down. Even this one, I really haven't. The only reason I was able to get it is because I knew a friend who knew someone, and they were able to get one for me. And it's been a pretty long road to it. So without wasting too much time, let's get into it. And right off the bat, this is a very long, weird box. Just for reference, here is my iPhone 11 Pro Max. This is a massive phone, and this phone doesn't even cover, like, I'd say 75% of the box. It's crazy. It's a very, very large box. And now that I've said that probably 50 times already, let's go ahead and unbox it. You get the open pull tab now, which has become kind of a standard with every phone nowadays. So let me just get this plastic off and let me unbox the phone. There we go. All right, so phone is at the top right here. And let me pull out just so you guys can get a better look there. Phone is at the top. You got this entire package type thing comes out. Never settle right here. I'm not sure if the white balance is gonna let you guys see that, but never settle embossed right there. And then you got your accessories right in here. Right on top, you got the clear case. So TPU clear case with never settle on the inside as well. Definitely not gonna rock that. That looks not that good. I mean, if it was clear, maybe a different story, but with this never settle kind of thing on it, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm sorry, I can't get the right angle, there you go, to show it off, but yeah. Charger, cable, and warp charger right in there. All right, this is 30-watt fast charging. This does support wireless charging as well, but that comes separately. It's a 30-watt wireless charger, and that's about it in the box. That's actually very minimalistic in the box itself. Let's look in here. Now, here's the phone itself. I'm gonna put this aside for a real quick second. That actually looks way more blue than I expected it to be. This box right here, it has a little tab. I wonder what's in here. And looks like it's paperwork. All right. What else is there? Something else as well. All right, there's something called an invitation letter. SIM card tool at the bottom. All right, let me just zoom out because this is extremely long in its own way. All right, that's that. So you guys can see this is the invitation letter, which I have no idea what it is, but it does peel away at the top. So I'm gonna guess it's like all the other OnePlus phones where it's a message from Carl or Pete, and it's Pete, of course. And it says, this is OnePlus. Let me zoom in there for you guys. It says, this is your OnePlus, a smartphone made in hand with our community. The OnePlus community is what we listen to, engage with, and learn from. Without your feedback, the OnePlus 8 series would not be just like any other. Without your feedback, the OnePlus 8 series would just be like any other smartphone, but it isn't. Being empowered by you lets us make a truly empowering device. 6 years ago, we started OnePlus because we weren't satisfied with the status quo. Our journey hasn't been far from easy, but we never stopped pursuing a better way of doing things, and we invite you to do the same. We want to hear from you. Find us on the community app on your new phone. Pete, never settle. All right, this is kind of just standard messaging now. Initially, I did think it was special, but for now some of the actions they pull, I feel like this was a little bit disingenuous, but whatever. A nice touch. You really don't see that in most smartphones, right? A message from the CEO themselves. There's something called the Red Cable Club. No idea what this is. It's a reward. It's a benefits and reward program. All right, I had no idea this even came in the box. You got random FCC stuff. And a bunch of stickers. Man, that's cool. I actually really like this one. My friends call me for tech support. That might actually go on my laptop because I think that's pretty funny. But so smooth, never settle, 8, OnePlus love, OnePlus. Nice. I like this collection of stickers. It's pretty nice. All right, and we got a quick start, guys, safety information, blah, blah. I'm not interested in that as much. So let's look at the phone. So this is the OnePlus 8T, I'm sorry, the OnePlus 8 Pro in Glacial Green, as I said before, and it is actually my first OnePlus phone in over a year, a new OnePlus phone, and oh right, okay, so the color is Glacial Green, but right now in the light I'm sitting in, this looks way more teal. It looks blue more than green, and I'm actually digging that. I was not a big fan of thinking it was a green phone, but looking at it right now, at least in this angle, from my angle like this, it looks quite blue, which is not a bad thing at all in my opinion. All right, let's zoom in here. Let me show you guys the camera array. You got your quad camera setup, and you got this weird sticker, which I'm gonna pull off right now. I have no idea why they put this on the back, but all right off there. All right, so here's the phone in all its glory, and the one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is this camera sensor comes out way more than you'd think. It looks really like it's protruding very significantly, especially when you look at it in person. The camera is actually doing a pretty good job of hiding it, but in reality, oh boy, does this come out a lot. All right, so weight wise, it feels pretty similar to the older OnePlus 7 I had, 7 Pro. The one thing I am gonna say is that this feels a little bit taller than the 7 Pro did for me, and that's weird, but yes, you do get your very simple OnePlus finish, slider button there for your notifications, power button, and volume buttons on the other side, pretty much standard OnePlus. So the top, instead of being a what you would call a clean symmetric design, it has this little ridge here. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is. I'm gonna take a guess and say it's purely aesthetical. There's no real functional purpose for this, but it does look unique. The design element does not carry forward towards the bottom. That is rounded off and normal as usual, but the phone does have a nice look to it. That I won't lie about. Definitely would not mind rocking this at all. I would not say there's anything I complain about here in the looks department. All right, so from what I'm seeing here, the device was turned on and left in the box, so I'm not sure if that happened by accident or what, but there is very little charge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug it into charge for a couple minutes, set it up, and then come back to you guys and give you my initial impression on the OnePlus 8 Pro. All right, guys, so I had a few minutes. I charged up the phone and I set it up and used it here and there. And the first impressions I've had of the phone so far are pretty positive. It does have a Snapdragon 865 chip. This is my first 5G phone as well, so this does come equipped with 5G. Probably won't be able to use it for a while, but it does come with 5G. The phone, I think overall, it's a very familiar upgrade. It feels very familiar to the OnePlus 7 Pro. The one thing I definitely do want to mention is that the display, it is an upgrade to the 7 Pro. It has a 120 Hertz, but the one thing I don't like is that it now has a punch hole at the top, very top here. Let me unlock this and get you on a white screen, because the background that they ship with, it tries to hide everything. Let me go to Safari so you guys will see, this punch hole there. I feel like it was a step back, but at the same time, I also do understand that they just didn't want to go with the pop-up either. That does have a potential to become a nightmare for reliability concerns. Now, the edges do feel a little bit less curved compared to the 7 Pro. They're noticeable, and you can most definitely feel them. The camera does protrude a lot, and you actually feel it when you're holding the phone too. I think this is they hide it well, especially in images and on camera. Like right now, you can't really tell, but in hand, you come to realize just how impressive. I think this is a pretty decent angle to show you guys just how protruding that camera lens is. The back, so it smudges up like crazy. So again, camera's really not going to do it justice. I hope it does, but this thing is already crazy smudged up, and I've barely been using it for half an hour. it's not going to age well. Another thing I do want to say is just a little bit of quality detail there that I'm not liking is that this screen protector that OnePlus so graciously provides out of the box is already peeling. The camera is just not doing a good job of picking it up. I'm going to try, but right here, right there, you guys can see there's a bubble, and this is actually not the first bubble. There was a few other bubbles that I just pressed down with my thumb in the hopes that the screen protector wouldn't, peel off. But I think that the screen protector will last a day or two before I have to just completely peel it off because of the bubbles, which is weird because the S10, the Samsung S10 I bought over a year ago, still is rocking its screen protector from the factory. While it's scratched up like crazy, it definitely is not bubbling or coming up or peeling off in any way. So that's kind of a observation I have here. Not sure if you guys will be able to see this, but on this side as well, there is peeling. Of course, since it's black, the camera won't do a good job of picking it up, the screen underneath, but I assure you that that's definitely something that I am noticing. Otherwise, this is a solid phone. It feels good in the hand. Everything, as I said, is familiar. The camera is looking really decent at this point. Once I get it outside and get a lot more shots, I'll give you a more comprehensive idea of what my thoughts are on it. And I also did test out the macro mode real quick. It is impressive. I like it. It's not something I'd probably use on a more regular basis, but it's a cool gimmick to have nonetheless. Now, one more thing I want to say before I go is the display. Now, the display is one of the key things about this phone that I was really excited about. This has a 120 Hz AMOLED screen. It is a 2160 resolution display, so I'm not exactly sure what the exact resolution is, but it is a Quad HD display. It does have 120 Hz as well. And the one thing that I do want to say right off the bat is that it looks fantastic, but the animations are letting it down. It feels a bit more laggy because of the animations than it should. When you're swiping, when you're scrolling, it looks fantastic, but animations like going out, like coming into an app and going out, it looks a lot slower. So if you guys would have noticed that, look at that. That animation doesn't feel 60 Hertz compared to some of the screen scrolling. Of course, again, this is a camera, so it's not going to do that good of a job, but if you saw it in person, you'd know what I mean. So I think that the display looks good. Animations could have a step up to improve the fluidity of the 120 Hertz and just add to the experience. Everything else is looking good. The speakers, I did have a chance to try it out. They sound very average. They do a decent job. They get loud enough, but at the top end, they definitely don't have the quality that you'd hope for and the quality that the the Pixel has and the iPhone has. So at $900 in the US, I think it's a little bit disappointing that the speakers aren't where they're supposed to be. They're a little bit disappointing, but I'd say it's something that I could live with. It's nothing that will really take you away from the experience unless you have a bunch of other phone speakers you're listening to simultaneously and comparing it to. That's it for this one, guys. That's just a quick first impression on the OnePlus 8 Pro. I know I have been gone forever with these unboxings. This is my first unboxing in 9 months and I've missed it. It's been impossible to get new phones right now. The markets are going crazy. Demand is just so high and there's very little supply, so it's just been a challenge. So it was nice to finally be able to unbox a phone. Let me know what you guys think of the OnePlus 8 Pro. Please feel free to ask your questions, give me video recommendations on what you'd like to see about the 8 Pro. I know there's a bunch of videos out there already, so if there's something that someone hasn't done or you have a question about, ask me down in the comments below and I'll try to get to them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to the channel for more OnePlus 8 content and to follow me on social media. I'll have the links all right here, so go ahead and check me out on social media as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.